In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Well, hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
Oh my God.
He's back. Yeah,
He's
I'm
here,
back.
like a grim spectre.
I'm back, bitches.
Back from the edge.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm
Hello, I'm back.
And like
I'm actually live.
the story of my life and the story of the podcast. I was trying to say something witty and you made a loud noise instead.
Thank you.
So glad you're here.
Woo!
Do you care to explain yourself?
I was busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think I was in Bristol seeing friends.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, instead of coming to record the podcast, I thought I'd chill out, have a few beers.
Well, you do. You
Yeah.
know, you work very hard.
I do work very hard.
You do work very
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
That was the only. I had the only 100% record though, as we've just discussed.
Not now.
Not now.
Yeah.
no.
There's no going back from that.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine. I've still got a very good record,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
allegedly.
I mean, don't look at the numbers from the last episode. Like, we're up, like, what was it, 200-300 listeners? Like,
Oh yeah. No.
That
it's-
sounds unlikely.
Well, you will never be able to.
I listened to a bit of the last podcast.
Well, there you go. See, that's one extra listener because
And I
normally you
feel-
don't listen.
yeah.
So.
I listened to like the first 10 minutes and I was like, okay,
This is shit.
I've heard enough.
I mean, yeah, you listened to the last episode, and believe me, we noticed a spike. Like that, nearly doubled our listenership.
That's because I listened to it. I never listen to it when I'm on because I've already heard it.
That's it.
That must be what it was.
You doubled our listenership.
I doubled the
by listening.
listenership. There you go.
So to that one listener out there who's listening to this episode, hello.
I say cheers.
I say good to you. Good for you.
Good day, sir.
The I've been roped into recording answering machine messages at work. This sounds like a bit. This isn't a bit.
Is this because of your sexy voice? Like,
Apparently, my sexy.
hello.
Apparently, I was.
Hello, welcome to University of Gloucestershire.
Oh, well, there's no secret as to where I work.
University of
there we
Beep.
Oh, well,
go. Bovine University.
yes.
yeah.
Oh, I've dropped it.
How about University of X? No, better, X of Gloucestershire.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
so-
No one's going to crack that code.
because apparently everyone's like, yeah, John's got a voice for it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Oh, thank you.
How sexy are you going to make these answer machine messages? Average amount of sexy, or like really like lean into the sexy?
I mean, they've given me a script. I've not had much guidance as
that
to
shit.
tone or intonation. Like, I feel
Right.
there's a lot of hello.
Can you have like
could
a
put
backdrop
music.
of music? Exactly.
Yes,
yeah.
music in the background, like bow chicka wow wow.
Hi.
Welcome. Bow,
Hi,
chicka,
we're not here at the
bow.
moment. We're getting groovy.
Oh wow!
I quite like the idea.
Why not leave a message?
Press 2 for groove studies. Bow, chicka, wow,
I
wow.
quite like the idea of like having Darude Sangstorm.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like faintly in the
But
background.
really quiet.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like you're in a toilet cubicle or something. It's like, hey, we can't. All right, guys.
All right, yeah.
2 seconds.
I'll be back in a sec. Yeah.
No, I think to be honest, I've still just got a bit of a croak going on from MCM London.
Use it.
Oh,
Ride
yes.
it. Yes, we had a big show.
Well, I've literally walked into the house
Yes,
studio
Mm.
and we've started recording, so we haven't even talked about that.
yeah. So what's been happening?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh,
The big show, MCM.
The show,
the big show.
MCM.
Yeah. Well, we went.
I've not heard anything about
We
it.
went to the Big Smoke, London town.
Yeah.
Well,
London.
the two presenters of a popular podcast, a show called Hate,
Yes.
went to London town.
That's fine. I wasn't invited.
Well, you wouldn't.
Wasn't even
welcome,
busy.
so,
Wasn't
yeah.
even busy.
This time.
No, I will probably
No, for
think I
once,
was.
yeah. you recorded your own revenge episode.
podcast.
Yeah, she'll be released in a couple of weeks.
I'm not even going to release it, just out of spite.
Yeah, it's just on a loop
put
in
it
my
in the
house,
vault.
getting angrier.
But no, we've been down to London town, into the Excel Centre.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Which
Biggest Comic Con of the year, I'd say.
our biggest Comic Con of the year.
Very
definitely. Yeah, it is.
I think it is the
heaving.
biggest. Yeah.
It's heaving. There were times I would describe it as nauseating,
Uncomfortably
Oh, dear.
heavy with people.
heavy with people.
Too many people, kind of thing.
Yes,
Lots of
too many people loving life and
Oh, God.
and their fandoms. Like,
That sounds awful.
Pikachu's.
a lot of
Oh,
Pikachu's.
yeah.
Whole lot of
Pikachu's
Pikachu's.
so in right now.
He's very in
He's
right
hot
now.
at the
We
moment.
didn't,
Hot at the moment, yeah.
despite all predictions,
Mm.
we did not see any sexy Sonics.
We were expecting someone to have created a costume that looked exactly like movie Sonic.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did you see anyone not necessarily sexy Sonic, but as
Apologies.
the rumble on the phone
No.
as the version from the trailer?
I was
There
honestly,
really
must have been
hoping.
someone out there somewhere.
I was honestly imagining like somebody with runner's legs,
Yeah.
just kind of like painting himself blue.
Really defined musculature.
Yeah, kind of like short shorts.
Look
yeah,
at my body.
But you'd almost need like a fur coat, a blue fur
Well,
coat, skin tight.
I think I said to you. I think I said to you.
Mate, talking about language.
On the con floor, I said I want the deliberately shit Sonic comic, which is Sonic costume, which is I've rolled in paint,
Yes.
and I've rolled in fluff.
Yes.
And I thought I saw it, but it was actually just Beast from the X-Men.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying, "Oh," and you got very excited, but then it was lame old Beast, lame old blue Beast.
We've seen all that.
I think somebody missed a trick. to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
That would have been incredible.
So
Did you do well?
We did do. It
was a good show.
Big Punch Studios.
Yeah.
No,
Good.
it was a lot of fun. It is also horrendous. Like it's kind of like
It's not a holiday. Let's
The
put it like
phrase that's rolling around my head at the moment is cattle market.
that. It is a bit.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. And we also had some very overzealous security guards
Oh
this
god.
time around.
Yeah.
It's like I guess because they have like a different firm. It's like a third
They
party.
just job it
They
out.
outsource
security.
these
Yeah,
companies.
And
yes.
sometimes they understand what's happening, and sometimes they
Mm.
don't. So
Yeah.
we're trying to wheel in, and we have a system now because often they try to throw up as many barriers as possible to actually stop you getting into the building. Because if you are a fan,
Sure.
they know to say
Go
no,
to
no,
the queuing place.
go outside,
Go that
go
way,
outside
yeah.
and queue.
Yeah.
Because
Do people try that then?
they do,
Scumbags.
but in their defence, you kind of drive in.
It's not clear where you're going to go.
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
it's
But
like
they're not doing it deliberately though.
no, it's just like
All right. Fine.
when
I retract my scumbag.
it just makes super logical sense that like you drive in to the building. It's designed to welcome cars in.
I see.
Loads of signage for that.
Yeah, and then once you're in, there is a central bit in the underground car park which welcomes you up.
Yeah.
You just kind of go in, bright lights, and
Gotcha.
that's where security sets up.
Uh-huh.
So if you've driven in,
Odds are you're an
yeah,
exhibitor.
you might, but also you might logically go, well,
Here's the entrance.
Well, dear, the whole family's here. We've all parked.
We're all
up.
dressed as Sonic from
Oh,
the movie.
what's that beacon of light? That must
Yeah.
be where we go up. And you walk up to it, and
Yeah.
you're greeted by these security guards who go, "No, you can't come in. If you're a fan, if you're an attendee, you need to walk down."
Basically a mile away.
Yeah, like it's nearly a kilometre long.
Yeah,
isn't it, this
the building
Like,
is,
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
But
like
you're not an
no,
attendee.
no, we're okay
Oh, I see.
generally, but you
Yeah.
have to know how to
You got to know the tricks.
because they won't.
Yeah, yeah.
They won't.
It's not very clear to the average.
No.
Joe.
And then like you've got to walk out, and sometimes you have to leave the building through like this little gap between like bins and a bit of like it's not designed. Humans are not meant to walk in or out of the building that
It's
way.
like an airport.
Gotcha.
So we know now we have a system where we drive in, and then we go the long way round, and we drive by the human entrance where cars aren't really meant to go, and then we tuck and roll, and one of those like hops out the car,
Yeah.
pops a little roll,
Nice.
breaks into a run,
Yeah.
keeps the momentum going.
Oh, you got it.
Avoids the
Up
snipers.
up the stairs outside.
Yeah.
There's a big glass pyramid.
Right.
Like the Louvre.
You go in
Like
through
the-
there,
Way less classy.
and you're kind of brandishing your little bit of paper.
Still
which
hasn't
you
stopped
get.
running at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
'Cause you can't, because they'll tackle you.
you get security search.
Yeah.
Then you go to a desk to queue.
Right.
Okay. Then they
This
give,
already is winding me up.
yeah. So I it was me. So I go in. I get the wristbands for everyone. Then I go to a different office, buy 2 weekend parking permits.
Right.
Then I go.
Return to the underground.
Then I
And
go
you've got
down
yeah.
through the central column, and then you kind of like stroll whistling past security.
Right. Yeah.
Walk up
Act
to
like you belong.
yeah, walk up to in this case Nick and Lucy, who
Yeah.
are now waiting in the car park on the other side of the security.
Cowering behind our car
I
with
see.
the car taking bullets.
I give them
Yeah.
I give them the wristbands,
And then they stop shooting.
and
Well-
Once you got the wristbands on.
They sort of decrease the intensity, but bigger,
only rubber
bigger
bullets
weapons
then.
come out, yeah.
then we kind of stroll in.
Okay.
Except if you're a big dealer,
Big boy.
a big boy,
Like Mr. Nintendo.
like
for
Mr.
example.
Oh yeah, Mr. N Nintendo.
Yeah.
Neil Nintendo.
Nigel Nintendo, I believe.
Neil Ian Nintendo.
Neil Ian Nintendo.
Nintendo. What? So you're Nintendo? Yes. Shut up, please. Don't call me by my full name.
And you, so if you're a big dealer, you wait or you get your truck and your lorry and you get
Nintendo
your
truck.
high-vis jacket,
Oh yeah.
and you can drive straight into the exhibiting hall.
Smash through the pyramid.
There's a big.
I
yeah.
honestly, we've never done it. I honestly don't know.
I don't even know
how
whether
a car gets in.
I don't even. Yeah, like. Not only do we not know how to get to that area, that magical area where trucks can unload directly into the convention
Probably have
hall,
to be a certain size.
but
don't you?
yeah, like I don't even know whether we. Like I can imagine, like, oh, I bet it's a confidence game. It's like I just walk up and just go, "Are you right?" And they just be like,
No.
"Look at this green
Where
horn."
he's not from here.
And they start picking through your merchandise.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
that?
The dialogue is weak.
Yeah.
the story vapid. You do not belong here, sir.
And then a little tear would roll down my cheek, and I know
and
that I
you
wasn't.
know.
Yeah, I know. I
That
wasn't
they
right.
got to you.
But what I find weird is that the Excel Centre, like most conventional buildings, is surrounded by a flat surface that I might call ground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Let's call it that for now.
On one side, ground level, is a car park which is underneath the
actual
itself.
ground
Floor
level.
level.
And the other side is water. So I am very perplexed as to where the cars
I mean, it's all
go.
or nothing a bit then.
Yeah,
Really,
so I am
isn't
kind of like you can either be underground or adjacent and wet and probably drowning.
And we've
I'm
been
like,
in the underground bit, so
I'm like, how do the vans get in?
we
I don't know.
were also wondering because they had a few celebs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Guess.
Yeah.
See if you can guess who.
Um.
Marvel related.
Oh, I think I may have read this.
Well, who
Shall I say?
Yes.
Sebastian Stan.
He was
Yes,
there.
indeed. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
there, and he was there on a Sunday apparently, signing and taking pictures.
Was
and
he?
Stuff. And I think there were a lot of queues for him, understandably. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's beautiful.
He is a good-looking man.
But we were like, how does he get in? Like, because
He's probably got a speedboat.
yeah. Oh right, and he
And
launches
he comes
straight
goes
from the canal.
straight through.
What? And there's a panel.
So you'll see, if you saw one window boarded up
Yeah.
on the Sunday, he came through that.
So they're like literally like there's 2,000 people in the hall.
Yeah.
And thank you for your patience, everyone. Sebastian Stan will be with us. Oh, what's this?
What an entrance.
Yeah.
And
A
literally,
speedboat comes flying through the air
Yeah.
and he just lands in his seat.
Oh yeah.
What
And
an
he's-
entrance.
He's got his metal arm on.
that would be very cool. I wouldn't put it past them having some kind of like a Stingray-esque underwater
Marineville style
tunnel that you can kind of go in. Yeah.
Here he comes, Sebastian
Yeah.
Stan.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I'd feel like a celebrity if I arrived at a venue
Well,
like
the thing
that.
is, like, we can barely walk down the central aisle of
Without being mobbed by
Yeah,
fans.
'cause
Of
literally,
course, no, I thought that's what you were going to say.
because
yeah,
there
yeah.
are so
Just waiting for you to say it.
yeah, like you can it's so packed there, and I know they're all there for me.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, which is-
primarily.
and that's why
Yeah.
they don't move out the way.
Yeah.
because they want to be near me.
They want to touch you.
That's
don't-
why they don't interact with you in any way because they're like conscious of your
they're
privacy.
cowed. Yeah,
Yeah, they,
they're just like,
they,
"Ooh."
well, they want to
Can't make
respect
eye
you.
contact.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not worthy.
No, I
really.
get that.
But I can't imagine what it'd be like for Sebastian Stan. I mean, there'd be a riot. They've got to protect him somehow.
Yeah.
I would want to touch him.
Yeah.
Frankly, if I saw him walking down the street, let alone a hallway,
Yeah, exactly.
in a comic book, it'd
Just
be
a gentle touch of any kind, any part of his body.
yeah, I bet he
really.
smells phenomenal as
I
well.
bet he does. Like
And
plum,
he spends so much
Yeah.
time wrapped in tin foil.
Yeah.
For with the arm.
which he has to do.
He's like
Yeah.
a sweaty potato.
Still,
in there.
like
it's
the
just-
contract apparently after the Marvel movies finished lasts for a further 10 years of
Oh, sure.
like mandatory tinfoil wearing.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
got it.
That's what
You
I
got
heard.
it. You got it. It's written into every contract.
keeps one arm kind of smooth and supple.
Completely
I bet it feels
unexposed.
great that arm.
The
Cold though.
Cold.
as we were kind of like, there was a couple of times where we were like carrying some stuff from our car through like this massive underground car park, and I swear like a secret door opened.
Yeah.
Like a rattly kind of shutter door, and a man disappeared down like a concrete corridor.
You know how in like the Matrix they make a big thing of like, you know, all those doors you don't notice, they
Yeah.
lead to the secret back doors of the
Yeah.
Matrix. Yeah, it's a bit like
That's
that.
where he vanished to.
That's yeah. There's also a very unnerving thing where there's thousands of people in the hall, like above the car park. 250,000 odd people all tromping around. Some of them weighing twice as much
Oh,
as an
yeah.
average human because
Yeah,
they're in
yeah.
space marine armor or something. And if you go down to the car park while the show's on, it sounds like the whole building is creaking
Yeah.
under the weight of them. You literally hear this like. Doo, doo, doo,
That's slightly terrifying.
Yeah.
It's probably best not
it's
to
very-
think about it when you're down there.
It's really
frankly.
odd. At first, when you're down there, I thought it was all the cars like metal sheeting, like
Yeah.
they're bodies were popping, almost like with the heat or whatever, but it wasn't that. I realised it was coming from above, and it was creepy. That was weird.
That's the onset realization.
We were doing
It won't
What
last
was
forever.
actually was going to happen.
Yeah.
we were doing shifts to kind of keep sane.
Sure.
Because Ali couldn't join us for this show, so our good friend Ned stepped in as our
Yes.
kind of minion for a weekend.
Sure.
I think I can use the word minion.
Yeah, he loved that.
Yeah,
He doesn't listen
Yeah.
to this show, presumably.
be honest,
Surf. No, he loves this show.
Oh,
To be honest,
that's a
Minions
shame.
probably Minions a promotion
Yeah, no.
to what how we actually treated him.
Indentured servant, basically. So,
Yeah, without
Okay,
indentures.
fetched you your latte.
so when
Many times.
Many
then.
times, yeah,
It's not a lie, that one.
He's top bloke, actually.
Yeah, it was.
But when Lucy and I went on a break, and we were like, I just want food and water. All I want is water. There's not too much to ask. And then the queue for water is like half an
Yeah.
hour long. And we eventually get like, some crappy overpriced food, some crappy overpriced water. And it's just like people like everywhere. And we're like, where are we going to go? Car park. So we just went down to the car park. And it's
Beautiful.
utterly quiet,
It
aside from the weird popping sound. And we just sat in the car, like with the windows open, because, to get a bit of
Some
what
sort of
little air
Oh,
there
yeah.
was. And we're
Bit of
just
pure air.
and like we're just like, eating like I don't know what it was, like some lentil thing or something. Like, and I'm just like,
just eating
and
raw
in
lentils.
utter silence, we're like, and we're just like, we're so tired, we're almost crying. And there's a red pipe running like from ceiling to floor, pretty much next to the car. And I'm fairly certain that was a toilet pipe because it was just like you'd get like this kind of flushing noise, and it go, and I'm like,
Clang of poo nuggets.
This is glamorous.
You've really sold the glamour of this event to me.
Comic Cons.
I can't wait to attend in future.
Check it out. Yeah.
Well, you should come along. I mean, you're Big Punch staff, so you should come along, really.
If I don't get paid.
No, neither
Big
do we.
Punch- Big Punch staff. Yeah.
Big punch staff, how dare you?
Well, after that delightful kind of intro scene,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
that-
performed,
yeah.
Rap.
and
Yeah.
grab. This is a podcast in which ostensibly we talk about things we love and hate.
Yep.
See about
So
that.
who has a hate?
I'll
Get
do it.
started. Oh,
Do you want me to do it?
oh, he's back.
I'll
He's
do
back.
it.
He's
I'll go
back still.
first because I'm on here. I'll do it now. I'm going to do it.
Make
Okay.
it good.
Oh, I
No
can't
pressure.
promise
None
that.
of this repetition.
I can
nonsense.
certainly promise it will be a thing that I do hate.
Okay.
And here it
That's
is.
really all we need.
Capture.
You hate being captured.
Capture.
As in
No, I don't
kidnapped.
hate being kidnapped, although I probably would.
Well,
It's never
depends.
actually happened that I've been held to ransom.
Okay.
When
can
I
change that.
am contacting someone I don't know or a company I don't know,
Oh, a capture.
capture,
Capture.
like don't ya?
Yes. Don't you?
I
wish your
will fill
girlfriend
in a
was-
contact form. Hi, my name's Chris. I work for this company representing this client. Blah blah blah. So I've written my note. I've put my details in. Yada yada yada. I go to click send. It goes, click here to prove you're not a robot.
Yeah.
Jesus. I've just written a note. I've just written all my details in. Do I really have to do this as well? So a few years ago, you'd have to write in 4 characters.
Yeah, it was
and
like
it was
letters
all
and numbers, wasn't it?
obstructed.
All jangly.
It was all obstructed like a W, a question mark, the Batman symbol, and an exclamation
And a
mark.
picture of
Let's
your
say,
face somehow.
yeah. And you type it in, and you go, "Sorry, that's not correct." It is.
It is.
It is correct. That's what it said. It said that. I've typed that. It's correct.
you want
and then it
from me?
refreshes.
Yeah.
And you lose everything you've written.
That,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
that.
Not
And then
good,
I'll
not
do it.
good.
And even if that doesn't happen, that I'll lose everything I've written, which is a glory be miracle.
Yeah.
I type it in again, and it's refresh the code and whatever, and I type it in again. Sorry, that's not code. It is! It is the code!
Fucking is.
I
though.
typed it! Anyway.
Is it possible?
That robots will be better at this than you.
No.
Is there not an
No,
app that
well, I'm
can
going to give
solve
you
the
another. I'm going
captures
to give you
for
another
me?
example because times have moved on, and robots presumably can now identify those characters and fill them in. Whatever.
Incredibly.
One can only assume. Yeah.
Let's say that. So now it's pictures.
Yes, it
so
is, yeah.
I
Click
hate
on all the
this.
pictures of storefronts.
All the pictures that have got a car in it.
Yeah, or all the pictures that have got traffic light, all the frames that have got traffic lights in them.
Yeah.
So I'll click on the frame. Click on the frame. Press send. Oh, sorry, you didn't get all the
Yeah.
frames. I did. I clicked on them all.
Because there's always like, let's say it's the traffic lights. There's always a traffic light that bridges a boundary between two of the
Yeah.
panels. And I'm sitting there thinking,
Which one should you
the
click
lights,
or not click?
The lights are in the top one, but the frame around the lights is in the bottom one. Does that count
What
as
do
a
you
traffic
do?
light?
What do you do?
Or it's where like it's like and it zooms in and there's a reflection
Yeah.
of the traffic light in the window
There's
of
a
a
man
car. That's
dressed as a traffic light, just fucking you up, like mugging you off with 2 birds.
And you go, what? I got them all. Oh,
You
did
did
you?
you?
And
Oh,
look
you didn't
back
get 'em
and
all.
And it's actually just like an apple, an orange, and a lime, like hanging in a shoebox. And you're like, oh my god!
You must be a robot.
Click all the pictures of taxis. Okay, no, that's fine. They're all,
click.
taxis are yellows. Yellow car. Taxi. Sorry, that's not right. It is. It is right. I've done it. I've done it more than once now. It's stressing me out.
I think I have seen one where it was click on all the cars or vehicles or something, and there was a car reflected in a window,
Yeah,
and it
what
was
do
in
you
its
do?
own tile, and I was like, do I click on that one then? There's almost always, with those ones, every time there is one panel, and I'm like, I don't know if I should click or not, and then I click it, or I don't click it, and whichever it is, I get it wrong.
Get it wrong. Exactly.
And then I did one once where when you failed, it presented you with a new one. So it was like, click on the shop fronts, fail. Click on the traffic lights. I failed again. Then I had a third one, click on the vehicles, whatever. I failed that, and it locked me out then.
Bastards.
Like, that was it. I then could not do the thing I wanted to do because I was apparently failed the Turing test. I was now a robot.
You must be a robot. Oh, that's the only logical explanation, that I've got that wing that's in one frame a little bit. That's the only logical explanation, that I'm a robot.
Must be a robot.
It must be. I must be.
And
Even
it's like-
I don't know I'm a robot, and I am one. Never mind. Oh well.
It's like, nice work, Hal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when it was bits of text and numbers,
Those are the days.
wasn't that like a
I miss
cunning...
the simple days of text and numbers.
Wasn't that a cunning way to... it was scans of like old books.
Was it?
Yeah, this is how it works. So the idea was that they were testing whether you were human,
Sure.
and in return for proving you were
I was
human,
typing up a book.
Yeah, you were basically transcribing old books which had been transcribed.
That's shocking.
And that's why they didn't give you full words. It wasn't
That's
like
why it was. Yeah.
spell the word.
Bereft.
Antiquity. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's a lovely word.
What if this is all a very cunning ploy by the robots to devise the perfect way to blend in? So they're learning
Yeah.
from us
Yeah.
the best way to get around all this.
What if they're trying to identify all the traffic lights?
Yes.
All
Well-
of them.
and
And then take over the traffic
Well,
lights.
you joke, but like,
Who says I'm joking? I thought I said that with a very
this
serious
is a very
tone.
serious podcast.
well, as the streets taught us, like, a grand don't come for free.
They do,
So
yeah.
this amazing security.
Do it.
There's got to there's got to be a catch, and I think the catch is probably by going, oh, this is a storefront. This is a traffic light. We're
Yeah.
probably training Google self-driving cars.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the other day I had one which was
Yeah.
click on all the weapons of mass destruction.
What?
And that was really weird now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like
Worrying aspect
Click
here.
on all the gears that say one.
The worrying aspect here is that with all the technology at Google's disposal and the wonders of self-driving cars, the one thing that they can't work out is traffic lights.
Yeah.
we just can't recognise them. There's always strings of limes.
What
and
do these
oranges.
three circular colours mean?
And literally they're like, well, we can't train a robot to recognise a traffic light. What can we do? What if we got every human on the planet to self-tag every traffic light on the planet?
in existence.
What if this is how Bitcoin's made? Because I don't understand how Bitcoin's made at
yeah.
all. But what I do know is that some guy, apparently recently, he was involved with making Bitcoins. He did it on his computer at home with loads of other dudes. And he got 10,000 or something. And then it was like, at the time, this was like maybe 10, 15 years ago, and it's longer ago than that, I think. And it was this big news story back then because 10,000 Bitcoins was about 15 quid. And he was like, I'll do that. I'll go down in history as the guy who made the first transaction with Bitcoin. So he ordered out for pizza.
But how much time did that take him to do?
I don't know.
Presumably more than £15 worth.
Oh, yeah. But also the computer does it by itself automatically. Just to set the software up and it does whatever the thing that it does is.
Oh, okay.
But what is hilarious is if he had those 10,000 Bitcoins now, he would be a trillionaire.
Yeah.
And he bought pizza with them. Oh, what a dude.
See, that's poetic justice.
It is a
I
bit.
call that.
Yeah.
It was brought to our attention by a listener, which is actually fantastic.
We have listeners.
We do. It's
Bloody
astonishing.
hell.
When we were talking about, I think I was talking about Bitcoin trading apps.
Oh, that's correct. You were. That's where Johnny Coins came from.
Yeah, Johnny Coin.
Yes. I remember that episode fondly.
Because as we've discovered, like YouTube's algorithms basically have decided that if you are, say, a woman in your early 30s, then the only adverts you care about are either getting
Pregnancy
pregnant
test.
or avoiding pregnancy. And if you're a man in your early 30s, the only ads you care about is Bitcoin.
Investment.
Yeah.
and it was brought to our attention this one, and they were called it's called something like sand dollars or something like that. And it was the only digital currency based on sand mining.
God almighty.
And it's literally like the animation describing their business practices at like, we've recently inherited 80 hectares of sand in central Russia, and
all we need from you is deposit to release sand.
And it's literally
We'll pay you back with interest.
Honestly.
And it's literally like the sand industry has never been growing quicker. Sand is essential for engineering. Therefore, sand is the collateral that we're basing our entire currency on.
Call me naive.
Okay, you naive bastard. Sorry, I didn't say anything about the
Thank you. I didn't say
bastard
bastard, but that's fine. Surely sand is infinite, pretty much.
Well, I don't want to give these people more credit than it's worth, but we are actually running out of sand.
Oh,
this is a bit of a problem.
That's very alarming.
It's like we're digging up so much sand for
building
private beaches and building and stuff like that. But we are
and
actually
Fire Festival.
and Fire
It's
Festival.
all gone to that.
But yeah, so I don't want to say like they're onto a good thing, because if you check out the YouTube channel for this company, the first 2 videos are like the trailer. And then the 8th and final video is CEO so-and-so says, "I'm not a crook, despite what you've heard."
Lovely stuff.
And it's like him in a hotel
Lovely
bathroom
stuff.
with like a handheld camera, and like someone's hammering on the door, and he's like
surrounded by bags of sand.
He's got 1 bullet left.
And in the back of the camera, it's like he's got a helper trying to flush all this sand down the toilet.
There's a guy in the background snorting it. Stop it, Jerry! No! It's not going to do anything!
We've got to get rid of it in bulk, Jerry! Stop it!
I just thought my nose is as good as the toilet!
Oh, God.
Isn't there a James Bond film where the plot is that the water is making them rich?
Yeah, it's Quantum
And they're
of
after
Solace.
they're after the water.
Oh, that's the one I haven't watched.
Then they find like a
Yeah,
massive...
It's not very good.
It's like a massive... that's like a Lex Luthor plot.
It's like a lagoon, isn't it, under a mountain?
In Batman Begins, doesn't he try and like microwave the whole water supply of Gotham or something? Like that's the plot of that.
In Superman, the one with Brandon... Is Superman Returns? The Brandon Routh one.
Oh, yeah.
Lex Luthor gains the amazing ability to grow land.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah,
so
and he makes an island, doesn't he, out at
So
sea?
he throws a crystal into the ocean, and it grows into a new continent, which he plans to sell for real estate. That's literally his entire plan.
It's a great use of that talent.
Doesn't seem to be hurting anyone, that, really, to be fair.
Every Lex Luthor scam is... how can I cause an environmental disaster to then profit from real estate? That's literally at one point he poisons the sun.
Oh.
To increase like global warming, and then invests heavily in water.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like
the man's a genius.
I kind of miss that level of villainy. It's kind of sad that the real world
pointless
villains we
villainy
have is so.
It's Boris Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actual villainy.
So capture.
Yeah. I don't
it.
like it.
Hate
I
it.
resent the people who invented it and what they're trying to achieve with their domination of the world through robotics.
I got an email about it the other day.
Oh yeah.
So I work for an agency as well.
Sure.
And we got an email from a company trying to sell us the ability to bypass captures.
See, this is what people are doing.
What?
Yeah. So apparently, what the whole point of it is to prevent getting like contact details unless they're legitimate, obviously. So to prove that it's an interested party. But what they can do is they can like get past it with their automated robot,
Right.
and then provide you with the contact details that you acquire. So basically so if you wanted to make loads of contacts, but you couldn't be asked to go through all the contact forms of loads of potential people who'd be interested in your services, you go to them and you go, I want to break into the building industry. There's 1,000,001 websites out there that all have contact forms, that all have captures in the bottom. Do your magic with your robot, and I get all this contact.
There's a lot of fancy language being bandied about here. Like our robot. Is your robot actually Steve down in the break room? We have
100 Steves.
Yeah, we have one guy who just answers capture. It's a living.
He's written 3 novels.
You a robot? So it's pointless anyway. So the people are making tech to get around them anyway.
Maybe they're the people who came up with it in the first place. See,
that's it.
Dastardly, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They're the robots.
Speaking of unsolicited kind of marketing, I'm currently running a Kickstarter.
Hello. Here we go.
I'm not going
Pluggy.
to dwell. I'm not going to dwell on that. You know, everyone. In
Your social media pages say otherwise.
Everyone in this room has backed it, so I have nothing to gain at this point.
You.
But right on cue. The moment you launch a Kickstarter, out of the woodwork they come.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
Rolling
you know,
views.
Would you like to collaborate on this project?
Picture the scene, like the sun is setting, you're out on the farm, and the family's all gathered, and you've just planted your Kickstarter, and you're really proud of it. It's like, and everyone leans back and mops the sweat off their brow, and they go, "Oh, Father, it's a fine Kickstarter. I'm sure it will grow and yield many fruit." And oh, what's that? And there's rustling in the bushes. And there they come, the e-marketers. kind of stalking.
Ill-fitted suits.
Get in the basement.
Hurry.
But literally, one today was like, hey,
Hey,
whoa,
buddy.
whoa,
Hey,
whoa, hey, whoa,
Frank.
hey, dude,
Hey, chum.
hey, as one successful business owner to another, hey, wow, whoa.
You are grossly overestimating.
I just spotted your Kickstarter. You're doing great, good work, but maybe you could do better.
Oh, yeah.
I represent a company that has a $100,000 advertising budget that we can put towards your campaign. I'm like, could you not just put the $100,000?
Yeah, why not
please?
just pile that into my campaign? That'd be sweet.
We're willing to spend all this money to get backers for you.
Good
Jesus Christ. My
So
life.
when does that campaign start?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, soon. Yeah, make the most of that.
All they wanted was my complete obedience.
All they wanted was my obedience and 60% of the profits.
I don't understand life anymore. I wish I had a capture for my life.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Any
wouldn't it?
interaction.
Filter out anyone who
Then
can't
you
spell
know.
or identify traffic lights.
I've got hate.
Oh.
Or well, Nick. No, you
Nick had a phone ready then.
I've done research.
Well,
about my hate.
well, hit us up
So,
then.
My hate is movie taglines.
Oh my.
Because,
In a world.
yeah.
Are we
but,
talking
They're kind of a dying art now.
yeah.
Because movies are marketed so heavily in other ways that the poster isn't the sole and only way that you get to know what a movie's all about. But back in the day, and not that long ago back in the day, like maybe 10, 15-ish years ago, it still was quite a big deal, and I think they felt they needed to sum up their movie, as well as the title of the movie, in some catchy bullshit way.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say some to you.
Okay.
And I want
Are we going to have to identify the
guess.
movie?
Guess
Oh, I like
oh,
this.
yes,
This is
okay.
a good game.
So,
Oh,
I'm going to start easy.
okay.
I'm going to start really easy. Tagline: Titans will clash.
Gladiator.
Clash of the Titans?
Yes, it's Clash of the Titans, John.
Are you
what's
kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Was
This
somebody
is why I
paid to
hate
write
this.
that?
Yeah.
But that's literally the title of the movie.
So so here's how the poster would read: Clash of the Titans. Titans will clash.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, it will. It's not even telling us anything new.
Is that a cry for help?
Maybe. This is a little more interesting. 12 is the new 11.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Ocean's 12.
Yeah.
Ocean's 12.
Ocean's 12. 12
I mean,
is
that's
the new 11.
okay. That's kind of clever.
And it's better.
In a stupid way. That's
Very
very clever.
stupid.
Yeah.
The man with the hat is back, and this time he's bringing his dad.
Indiana Jones and the Last
Hey,
Crusade.
the
man with the hat.
The man with the hat.
You know, that phrase that we all refer to Indiana Jones as, with, the man with the hat. You know?
Never before, or I wager since, will I.
If we were playing a game and we said, right, you've got to describe this movie character just using, let's say, 4 words. 5 words. The
man with the.
The man with the...
I can't do a capture. You know I can't count.
You're a robot!
The man with a hat.
The man
I wouldn't
with
go
the
to
hat.
Indiana Jones.
If you just
That is
said
5
the man...
words.
I mean, he
said
does
just
have
a-
a hat.
He does.
He does have. He also has a whip, though.
Yeah.
I'd say whip before I said
The
hat.
man with the whip is
Yeah.
back, maybe. But even then,
The man with the fear of snakes.
he's defined by a lot more than just his hat, I would
Yeah.
argue.
Yes.
How about this one? He was dead, but he got better.
Good stuff.
Oh.
You may not know this one.
He was Shaun of the Dead.
No.
He was dead, and then he got better.
He totes got better.
Dracula, dead and loving it, or something.
It's Crank, High Voltage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then they start to get really stupid, and I'm not sure.
Oh, we haven't got
So
there yet.
they're not hard yet. No, we're still on the easy ones.
Well,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm struggling already.
Okay, so yeah. So how about why are they putting seatbelts in theatres this summer? This is quite an old movie. And
Speed.
No.
Speed is that's
a good guess, isn't it?
one, yeah.
That's a really good guess. Yeah.
Speed 2.
Oh,
No,
fuck off.
no.
Why are they putting cars?
The poster for this, right? I'll paint you a picture because I've seen all the posters for these as well. It was what looked like the depths of space, right? Stars, galaxies, myriad of colours in the background, right? And then in the foreground of the image, this is the only thing except for Starfield, is a seat with a seatbelt across it. But the seat looks somewhat futuristic. And that was it. This was the poster for this movie.
Read, what's the tagline again?
Why are they putting seatbelts in theatres this summer?
Back to the Future.
See, now you're in the right territory in terms of time, era,
spacey.
and it is a sci-fi.
It's not the original Star Wars poster.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. It was Star Trek V.
Oh.
That was the poster and tagline for Star Trek V.
I didn't think they wore seatbelts on the
In fact, I
USS
think
They
Starship.
don't.
is it not a recurring joke that they would benefit from having
I think so,
seatbelts?
because they get thrown around.
Now, I've only seen a couple of the original Star Trek movies, but isn't the fifth one where a crew of increasingly old men and women travel back in time to the 70s to save a whale?
I can't remember which one is
It's
which.
not actually that fast or car related.
All I know about Star Trek movies is they alternate genuinely from good to bad.
Yes.
So I don't know where 5 puts us, but I think it may have been a bad one. But either way, like you said, speed. Like, of all the things that you could try and evoke.
I think they should have used that for Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I think.
But also, it's still a really shit line. Why are they putting seatbelts in theatres this summer?
But presumably they didn't actually do that either.
No.
No.
So they
But,
didn't
like,
put seatbelts in
it could have been
theatres.
the reason why they're putting seatbelts in. It's like they're asking a question, but they never answer it. Like, why are they? It's not our movie.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
for
know.
sure. Star Trek's quite a slow-paced, boring film.
Again, I listen to many podcasts, some of which may even be better than our own.
I find that hard to
On
believe.
one of those episodes, they were talking about a movie called Raw.
Oh. Raw as in raw like a lion, or raw as in meat?
Honest to goodness, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But both would be fitting because the movie the gimmick was that the people making the movie were like, what if we went and adopted like a ton of lions? Like,
Right.
we want to make a movie about lions and tigers.
Right.
So what if we went around like every private zoo in America?
And just snapped him up.
Just
Gotta
snapped
catch
him up.
all.
I feel like I've already found a problem with this.
Well, indeed. So the tagline for the movie, which took like 7 years to make.
The tagline did.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
We've got all the lions, we've just got to come up with a gimmick.
The movie tagline was, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. 74 crew members were.
Okay, that's actually quite good.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good tagline.
Maybe you're turning me around. Like, this was a hate, but maybe we can talk a bit more.
Everyone basically just got mauled by lions.
Jeez, well, I'm not fucking surprised.
Whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah. How about this?
That's
That
a
is
tagline.
a tagline.
Yeah, what film is it from? I'm getting in on it.
Isn't that Game of Thrones? No.
No.
That's you either win or you die.
Oh, is it Alien versus Predator?
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a
There you
good
go.
one. It's better than some of the garbage I've been giving you. How about this? I'd never heard of this film before.
Okay.
But I wonder whether from the tagline alone,
You can work it out.
you can work it out.
Right.
Mr. Bean's back.
Go and see Mr. Bean. It's really good.
This movie's great. It's about Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
No. Right. The system gives him a raw deal. Nobody gives
Now, is
him
that
a
raw as in
deal.
raw like a lion or raw
We're
meat?
back here again. It is RAW.
R-A-W.
The system gives him a raw deal. Nobody gives him a raw deal. I mean, already we've got a problem because the system did give him a raw deal. So saying nobody gives him
Somebody
a raw
did
deal.
give him a
The actual thing is, somebody gave him a raw deal. You shouldn't give him a raw deal.
Yeah.
You don't give this guy a raw.
Or he might
Yeah,
come and
maybe
punch
that-
you right in the tit or something.
Yeah. So what do you think the movie's called?
I'm thinking there's a bit of 80s swagger here.
I
Maybe
think it is 80s.
wasn't
Die Hard.
No.
Schwarzenegger in any way?
This is a Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh,
well
hello,
done.
hello.
You crunched that little...
But again, it's
Jingle
not-
all the way.
You wish.
but it's not a movie that Nicholas has heard of.
Okay.
Let me make this as clear as I can for you.
Raw.
I've said the title.
Raw deal.
Yeah!
Oh, for
That's it!
The system gave him a raw deal.
Nobody gives him a raw deal.
Raw deal.
Yeah! How good is that? I mean, we're really
God.
smashing it now. Right, here's a good one. You won't have heard of this movie, definitely.
Okay.
But the movie is called Ape. Just 3 letters. Ape.
Wait. So now do we have to guess for tag?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
do
do
that.
that. Let's play this one.
If you can get this, I'm gonna...
Apes are popping. They ain't popping no more.
Let me give you a bit of context.
This movie is ranga-fantastic.
Oh, I like
that
it.
didn't work.
It's about a big ape.
Okay.
But it's called Ape.
Better than King Kong.
It's actually very close.
It's not like aping the best or something like that, is it?
See, that's way too clever. So
Right.
think more stupid than that. Chris was very close. He was thinking
better
stupid
than
enough.
bigger than King Kong.
It's actually not to be confused with King Kong.
Okay, that's pretty good. Actually.
But the thing is like, but it is though. Like the poster is a massive ape up a fucking skyscraper, holding, I think,
Is
a
it the
plane.
Empire State Building?
I think it might be.
Do you think they had to call it? Do you think they had to say? Because it's both legally, we can copy King Kong as long as the tagline says
Say it isn't.
it isn't legally distinct from King Kong.
There are also some great additional words on the poster for this movie.
But just what, like scattered around?
Yeah, well, there's this little box, like a fact box, like
Oh,
by Ape's head, not Kong. At least said Kong's head then. It's Ape.
Oh, definitely not King Kong.
Definitely not.
Definitely
King
not.
Kong.
Please do
Don't
not say
confuse
we
it.
will get sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will take
I
us
think
for
they're
everything
probably
we
being
have.
sued
Yeah.
right now. So there's a little box that says "See Ape" and then a few bullet points. See Ape, defy the jaws of giant shark.
Jaws.
Defy the jaws of
The
giant shark.
jaws of giant
Oh,
shark.
so it's like,
But it is
it's like
Jaws.
see-
Not to be confused with
Not
Jaws.
with Jaws.
so it's
It's
see
not
the
Jaws.
giant ape, colon,
Defy the jaws of
line
giant
return,
shark. Yes.
bullet point.
Bullet point. Yeah, indent. Bullet point.
See him defy
space
the jaws.
of not a giant shark, but giant shark,
Giant.
capitalised.
And are the jaws like in air quotes?
The
like,
Jaws in italics.
The list goes on. See Ape, destroy a teeming city.
A teeming city.
Teeming city.
Okay.
Yeah. See
What a
Ape.
weird way to describe a city.
Most cities are by the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
nature. teeming.
See Ape, demolish an ocean
Desolate
liner.
city.
Yeah, see
And
him demolish
empty city. And
see him
empty
demolish
city.
an empty city. Oh, it was fine then.
I guess it was okay.
Yeah, probably
See
did us a
Ape,
favour.
demolish an ocean liner. That's
Why?
Okay, okay.
I don't know why he did it.
A lot of D's here, aren't they?
And then the last one is See Ape, vanquish monster reptile.
Oh.
Again, not a
Godzilla.
monster reptile. Just no,
Definitely not
confused with
Godzilla.
Not to be
Definitely not
confused,
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Other Godzilla,
Other-
but not that Godzilla.
Other
So
creatures.
Vanilla Ice made a movie.
I bet he did.
Yeah. It's called Cool as Ice.
Nice.
And the tagline was, when a girl has a heart of stone, there's only one way to melt it.
Doesn't make sense.
Just add ice.
Oh
Doesn't
my
make
God,
sense.
I'm aware of that movie. Isn't it like he's driving, him and his posse are driving through like the American Midwest and they're all dressed like
They're dressed in crazy colours.
it's Vanilla Ice. Yeah. And it's basically like, isn't it Footloose but with Vanilla Ice's music?
I think it is, yeah.
He arrives in a town of like, well, we don't take kindly to your
Oh god.
your vanilla brand of rap, whatever it is.
Your
you-
Vanilla Ice.
Your white boy rap that you're doing. So yeah, when a girl has a
yeah.
heart of stone, there's only one way to melt it.
Can't melt stone.
Can't melt stone.
Just
That's
add
a kind of
ice.
boron,
You definitely can't do it with ice.
boron
No.
laser. Yeah.
But maybe you can with vanilla ice. Suspiria, the original,
Ah.
is a horror movie that's been remade recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it.
But the original movie's tagline was, "The only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of this film are the final 92." Sorry, the first 92.
I was gonna.
Wow.
the last 12
A
minutes
film
of
of
this.
2 parts, though.
The only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of this film are the first 92.
There's one that's come to my attention. Is it's like a really low budget horror movie from the 70s about a guy with a chainsaw who goes around.
Texas
Killing
Chainsaw
people.
Massacre.
Not
No.
to be
Not-
confused.
not
No,
the
not
Texas-
the other.
Not the Texas Chainsaw.
It's called-
Chainsaw Man.
It's called Pieces.
Cut Boy.
It's called
Cut boy.
It's called Pieces, and the tagline is "It's exactly what you think it is."
Okay.
It's a picture of a chainsaw and and a limb on the
Ah.
ground. It goes,
That's exactly what,
exactly
you
what you
think
think it is.
I don't like it. I didn't
Ah.
like that tagline either.
Didn't know. So
I've got a final one,
okay.
and from this I want you to guess the title of the movie. Okay?
Well, we know this movie.
No,
Oh.
but
We can have an educated guess.
Yeah.
All the air's gone out of my sails. I don't much care for it now.
just give me your best shot on this one. Unwittingly, he trained a dolphin to kill the president of the United States.
Flipper.
Flip.
Yeah, like,
With Robin Williams.
Flip her. Flip them off.
Attack on the White House inflatable.
Oh my god, there's got to be a joke around cetacean.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Finish them.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Finish him.
Finish him.
That's pretty good.
It's actually a film called The Day of the Dolphin.
Oh.
And it's about a man who teaches dolphins to speak English.
But accidentally.
But then some terrorists kidnap the dolphins and use them in a plot to assassinate the president.
What can
and I don't quite know how.
What can only assume the president was on holiday or
At a
visiting
dolphin farm?
visiting Hawaii or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like, oh, we'll place the dolphins in. But even then, just because the dolphins can speak English doesn't mean they're going to do what you say or be equipped to shoot a gun. I don't know, like...
But
what was the
is that
plan?
surely that's based on the premise that dolphins are intelligent,
But
but probably not dexterous.
Well, no,
Not
I think it's the
particularly.
opposable, the lack of
Yeah.
opposable. And no
That
doubt,
that would prohibit them holding a gun effectively, for example.
if the president fell into a body of water, you know,
then they could push him down.
the dolphin would probably have his wicked way with him.
Well, he'd have the home ground, wouldn't he?
There was-
the dolphin.
You
The
can't-
thing
you
about
can't
that,
win.
that Norwegian fishing vessel found that whale the other week with a device strapped to its head.
What?
Do you not hear
No,
about this?
I did not.
No,
hear
this
about
it sounds like a joke, but it isn't. They found it may have been a beluga, I'm not sure, like a white whale.
Okay.
It came up to the boat, and they said it kept trying to like headbutt the boat, and they thought it was trying to sink the boat.
They're trying to get this thing off.
Oh no, they looked closer, and it had a harness strapped to it.
And we don't know where
They reckon that without fail, instantly they were like utterly certain this is a Russian
I was going to say
trained.
Oh my God.
This is a Russian trained
Anti-boat whale.
anti-boat whale that we
What, to stop them fishing in those waters?
So
or-
what was the unit on the head doing?
I don't know. It just looked like it had like a little electrical device on around, like a little kind of straps around its kind of.
That's some proper conspiracy shit, that.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
mean,
That is a lot of effort to go to like track a boat, though. Or stop a
Yeah,
boat, like
I-
train a dolphin.
But it's like
the whale.
yeah.
Whales are nature's weapon.
But I think there were crazy plans like back during the Cold War to like put bombs on dolphins or something, or
dolphin
That
bombs.
sounds like a lot of effort to
Yeah, no,
train
I
train a.
I heard about dolphin bombs because they tried to take out U-boats with them, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Train them to put explosives on the sides of the hulls.
nature's most beautiful friend.
Using it as a. Oh god, I just don't understand people sometimes.
Well, you're a robot. That's why.
yeah, you don't understand human emotion.
I've got a hate.
Oh yeah.
It's quite simple.
Okay.
Oh.
Les Mis.
Oh, that's bold.
Oh, have you seen
What
it?
what
No.
specific? What specifically about it?
I just don't get it.
What would the strapline be?
knew if I asked, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
But you're being very dismissive of something you haven't seen, John.
Yeah,
I
no.
would argue.
Yeah. Now, full disclosure.
Okay.
Never really been the biggest musical fan. I feel a lot of that changed with Hamilton.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Game changer, Hamilton.
You haven't seen that either.
No, but I have listened to the soundtrack on
Yeah, it's
repeat
a very
at
good
least
soundtrack.
twice, and it's very good. And I just like, but I can appreciate musicals, but kind of like from afar.
A distance.
You know,
A long distance.
I generally like when I'm watching a musical, I tend to just get embarrassed for the people involved. I think it's more like the
But
public.
they want to be there.
I know, and hopefully they're
Well,
being paid.
they-
Hopefully they're being paid as well.
Fingers crossed.
Handsomely.
And I get like, oh, you go to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's a musical. I've seen a stage production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah,
It was delightful.
good.
You know, good songs.
Memorable songs.
Oh, the old
There's
band.
that one about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah, there's that one about the car.
The car. What was its name? What was its name? I can't remember.
There's no way we're going to remember
Chitty
that
Chitty
right
Bang
now.
Bang. Great, it's a car.
Great, mate.
Fine for fended friend.
Oh, that's a
All
good
that,
line.
yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah, that is a line.
Neil Bamboo.
Okay, take your word for it. Take your
Yeah.
fucking word for it.
I just remember the one about the car.
Yeah, love the car. You know, all these great little songs. Charming. Les Mis.
Yeah.
Now,
But it is a very depressing story.
this is my point. Everyone goes, oh, Les Mis, it's beautiful. Oh, great. It's like, yeah, but
Ooh.
it's such a dirge. Like, I have no interest.
I
or this-
dreamed a dream
Here we go.
of dreaming dreams.
You took 5
That's it.
years.
Spot on.
You took 5 years off my life because of that.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
I dreamed a dream of dreaming dreams.
One of my kidneys just failed.
I don't know
like
the word.
it's. I
There
just,
was recently a BBC production where there was no singing.
wow.
It was
What
just
name is?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
point
it was
of that?
just acting. They acted like actors,
What?
and that was it. That was the whole series. It was just the story, but no songs.
I like the idea that
You might have enjoyed them taking like the little bit of joy that is in it out.
I just don't. Because what little I understand is that somebody wrote a book called Les Miserables, and it was like
The Miserables.
and it was like
Les Miserables, isn't it?
for grumpies.
I think you'll find, Governor, that it's pronounced Les Miserables.
I think you'll find it's about the Miserables, and if you could just call it by its proper title,
It's,
we'll all have a good
it's
day.
Les Dennis's non-stage name, all right?
No one's ever laughed at Les Dennis.
I had a dream. All right.
Where are you from?
I don't know. France. I've not read the book. But some guy wrote like a 4,000 page book.
4,000 word book wouldn't be very long.
No,
would
it's
it?
like a little essay. 4,000 page book about a bunch of miserable people dying during one of the French Revolution. And somebody looked at that and thought, what this needs is a musical adaptation.
Yeah.
Screen wipe, and there's a woo, and suddenly it's like, it's just so turgid. Ugh.
Have you? I just have to keep asking these questions. Like, have you listened to the whole soundtrack of Les Mis?
No,
Okay, right, fine.
no. Some might say.
You are ill-equipped.
Some might say I have only a passing familiarity with it, but sometimes you can appreciate something from afar and go like, okay, it's not for me,
Yeah.
but I get why people like it. Or you might go, you know what? I just haven't seen it yet, and I'm sure I'll love it. I can see the appeal. I can't see the appeal. I have no idea what the appeal is, and they put such like. Oh, there's a new production of Les Mis. Oh, it's such a great honour, and you get and everyone just wants to be part of it. And I'm just like, why? I get it. Is it just because it's the great socialist dream? But then they all die.
They fail.
Yeah,
It's about failure.
You sound like someone who's seen
Yeah.
it.
I've seen Les Mis
Oh, here we go. Right, okay.
twice.
Okay.
There you go.
So I've
So
seen.
explain it to me. What am I
So
missing?
I was
here?
exactly like you.
Okay. Oh God.
See, this is going to backfire.
I had no interest in it. I didn't understand why someone would write a musical about that.
Okay.
And I thought it's probably going to be quite depressing.
Yes.
And then it turned out that Ali's mum had bought tickets for us all to see it at the West End. So the big proper one to see. Although it's been running for like a billion years, so it's probably not the same cast anymore. And I was like,
One can only hope.
well, one of them might have been.
That would have been depressing.
And here's a couple of skeletons.
Yeah.
Clankety clank, just played them like his husband. It was really good bit that. So yeah, I was just like, all right, I guess we'll go see the dirgy French. It
Yeah.
was really fucking good.
What is
it
it
was
though?
it was really good. It's an amazing emotional story. It's a powerful.
Do you
powerful thing.
actually remember the show? Like, if we played you security footage, would it just be everybody sitting in a darkened studio while there's like a little
Yes.
spiral playing on a screen, and then they just usher you out into a warm room, and you're like,
my
oh, it's
God.
amazing, yeah.
That would explain why.
great.
That would explain why I pissed myself when I came out.
Why I had a catheter when I came out, like,
Yeah, and I've been branded with a number that I didn't understand.
Isn't it about? It's a bloke, right?
It's about a bloke.
I'm going to try and explain Les Miserables
Yeah, all
to
right,
you
yeah,
now.
please.
I've never seen it either, so this
please
will be
help
good.
me out.
This is gonna
It's
be
about a
great.
bloke,
Isn't he called like
Jean Valjean.
Jean Valjean,
Javier?
No.
Javier Van
Javier Bardem.
Javier Van
Professor
Bronckhorst.
Xavier.
And he is a criminal. He's been in prison and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's wrongly in prison.
He's wrongly in prison. That's what I said.
Okay.
And then he comes out of prison, and he steals off a vicar.
And he's really strong.
And
Yes.
yeah, he's
There's this
deceptively
weird-
strong.
He works in a boatyard for a bit, and he can lift like a boat. I don't think that's true.
Is he a mutant? Like, because if you're telling me,
He lifted a tall ship over his head with one arm.
if you're telling me this is some kind of there's like magical realism going on here, you might just win me over. But
No, yeah, and then he steals off the vicar.
okay,
I don't
Right.
know
So,
about that bit.
yeah. So,
Oh,
he steals off the vicar.
Yeah,
is
he
that
steal-
euphemism?
No, he stole.
no, it
he
is, yeah.
stole the vicar's possessions.
Okay, yeah.
For some reason, and he
Okay.
went off, and then he meets
there is
that.
some truth to that.
Yeah, there you go. And then he meets this woman who has a who has
I'm not
a
very good at remembering things.
who has a baby,
Okay.
right? Or she's pregnant.
Yeah.
One of them,
She's pregnant.
and she dies.
She does.
Of something.
Okay,
Probably dysentery.
Yep,
probably
dysentery.
dysentery.
And then
Dysentery,
he
isn't it?
raises the girl himself,
Mm.
and then he becomes a good bloke.
Flash forward.
Yeah,
Well, he's always a good bloke.
he's always a good bloke,
He's like a.
but in
he's like a
society's eyes,
classic hero.
Okay, and there's a policeman pursuing.
Yes,
him.
there is. That's right. Yeah.
There we go.
I've literally told you the extent of my knowledge.
And there's a song in a pub.
Yeah, where they're all rising up, loads of boys with banjos.
Really?
kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of like a
The
sort
French loved
of
banjos.
standing on chairs.
Yeah.
They're
you
all
know,
in striped jumpers,
sloshing drinks around,
wearing
and saying,
berets.
We're
yeah.
gonna revolt, and we are
And
revolting.
this is all set against the backdrop of
revolution.
one of the revolutions.
It's like a lot of musicals where there are like 3 or 4 stories ongoing,
And
and they barely intersect with one another.
so you might say it's a bit
well,
irrelevant. The setting is almost irrelevant. Is what you're saying?
I don't know about that. I don't
But these
know
things
about that.
happen. These things happen, John.
People sang in every time.
No,
Oh,
not
yeah.
singing, not
Yeah.
smart ass. We're going to be like that about it. Nobody spontaneously breaks into song except flash mobs,
Okay.
and
they're-
that's not based on anything.
And they're just Gog's way of
If you-
hastening the end. Really,
If you
aren't
took the setting away, they'd all just be dying for no reason.
they? Okay.
Which they kind
Yeah.
of are dying for no reason, though.
Yeah.
Because they are just cannon fodder. At this
But are the songs really like Susan Boyle, Charmed a Nation,
I
when she
dreamed
sang?
a dream.
But that's a song. That's any song. It doesn't matter where that song's come from.
Yeah, you're kind of helping my case here. think,
Am
at
I?
this
Oh,
point,
no, stop.
I don't know what I'm saying,
I don't
really.
know. I'm just saying, like, is it like it's all a bit great? Yeah, we've all had dreams. I don't
think-
sing about it.
I think. I think.
I keep those feelings inside where they belong.
Bottle them up.
I think, and this is coming from someone who is not a musical like aficionado. I don't
Yeah.
know shit. I haven't seen very many musicals, but I get the feeling that it's kind of like the OG. Like it was the one that began a lot of the trends that a lot of musicals now seek to adopt and mimic because it was the originator. And so, as is so often the case with these things, it ends up being tarred with the brush of being the same as everything else, like an imitator. But it's actually, like John Carter came out and everyone was like, what the fuck, this is just fucking Star Wars. It's like, well, yeah, but it invented all of that stuff. And now the movies come out too late. It's like that, I think. It's a bit like that.
Of its time.
There was
Perhaps.
film version a
I've
few
seen that.
years
That's
back.
the other one I've
Yeah,
seen.
that's.
So you've seen it 3 times?
No, that was the second time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's in it.
But I went to a very fancy, weird
And
little cinema.
the
to see it.
gimmick was that everybody was singing live on stage. Not stage, but
behind a
on
camera.
On set.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the audio is the audio from the bit they were filming in. It's
I
not
do
like
believe that's correct.
it's not
yes.
studio quality
No.
singing, I believe
No.
is the idea.
And there is a couple of people who are a little bit like, whew,
Not great.
maybe not the best performance in the world, but Anne Hathaway is in it, and she does a good song, I think. And
That
obviously-
song, one would imagine.
I'm not sure it is that one.
I Dreamed a Dream.
Maybe it is that one.
It's probably that one.
Again, I can't remember.
What
Like,
other-
the
what
one
other-
guy in
can
this
you-
room who's seen both.
Can you hear the people sing? Da, 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 da.
Singing
That's
the
another
song
one.
of Happy Men.
You know more about
You
it
know-
than
you
we
know
do.
quite-
Is it Happy Men? That was a question.
I don't know.
They're certainly feeling something.
Oh, it's just turgid. There's no chorus. I'm just like, give
Musicals
me...
often don't have
I know, and
chloride.
that's what kills me.
Plural.
It's just
Yeah.
miserable people just slumping through miserable songs. Slumping.
I think there is some joy in there. I think there are some joyous songs, and there's an end. There's a happy end for like one character.
Well, presumably...
The rest die horribly.
I think they do. I think everyone dies except for one.
I just...
person.
Oh, God. It's like...
There's some like genuinely rousing. Like I think that's the kind of theme is like rousing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Finding hope in the darkest of places.
Being
That's
unafraid
from
to
this
stand
show.
up for against a foe that you
give me
probably never beat.
Give me a verse, chorus, or maybe spend less time singing and more on your military tactics.
That's
I
the
say,
thing. Like
yeah.
they wouldn't have died, but they sang in the streets and all got shot.
And at least when they sing, and then suddenly the music comes out of nowhere, you're like, oh, this is a break in reality. I get it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when the film version comes around, and they're like, there's no music, there's very little choreography. It's just people singing, like in a street. And I'm like, well surely there's something wrong with the script then, isn't it?
Seems
Because
to me you may have more of a problem with musicals in general.
all of this is forgivable. I like a musical.
I like a musical.
Just give me
What
a
musicals
song.
do you like?
Oh yeah, other than Hamilton, which is what he said.
Hamilton.
Oh okay,
That's
okay.
good. La La Land, the hipsters musical, because there's only 2 songs in it really.
That's true. I like La La Land.
Moana,
Okay.
That's a musical.
I mean, that's technically any Disney film.
Okay, let's hold
Yeah,
up
but
Disney then, because
I don't
Disney
know.
doesn't always have to be happy. Disney's very happy. But at least when one of those songs comes around, you can guarantee it's going to be on a little VHS collection in a few months' time, and there's going to be a bouncing Mickey head letting you sing along at home. It's not going to be
That's
like,
what you want, the Mickey head.
It's not going to be like, Dance Along with Dysentery or whatever, like the
Mickey
Les
head would
Mis
have an
version.
arrow jammed into its head for the Les Mis.
Yeah, one of the
Is
ears would
your-
fall off.
is
It's
your
like leprosy
problem-
or something.
It's your problem that the Les Miserables video doesn't have subtitles for the songs.
With a Mickey head.
I'm just saying, like, if you were like, hey, gang, let's have a cool sleepover. Yay! I've got my Panda Pop. Yay! Let's stick in a VHS and let's sing along to Les Mis.
But kids
And-
don't say that.
Yes, because it's shit.
I don't. Well,
But
I don't.
they're not the target market.
I don't think that whether kids like something is a litmus whether something's good or
It's
not.
not like, the greatest. It's not like, Under the Sea.
Under the sea, doop. I dreamed a dream of dreams.
Why would you pay for like 4-hour spectacle of just people dying and turgid,
It was quite
dismal
long.
songs that go nowhere? I don't get it.
I think
Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus.
chorus,
Double chorus. You always end on a
Chorus.
double chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but key change.
Chorus in,
Yeah.
key change. Yeah.
Trucker's gear change.
I don't think I'm going to convince you.
No.
No.
I don't agree
It
with
isn't
you.
turgid. It's sad.
Yes.
It's tragic, but it's not turgid. I'd say.
It's a dirge. The
It's-
whole thing
it's
is a
dirgid.
dirge. And I
I think you're going to get some backlash for that, John.
well,
Well, we
it's
need-
been
we-
long.
to be
It's been a
honest,
long time coming.
We need the social media heat right now.
Yeah,
so that'll be great.
Come at us.
Quick, let's move on to loves before people
Yeah.
realise.
They're the
Well-
presenters you love to hate.
Well, speaking of our listeners,
We've neglected them for too long.
We've neglected you for too long, and B, we couldn't think of our own love, so we're going to use some of yours.
Before we get into it, hey, people out there,
Hey.
send them in.
Send them in.
Oh yeah, go
Yeah.
on, and if
Get
you want,
involved,
yeah.
go
We may
to-
sporadically list them.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll do a listeners episode. It'll be just.
Or
We'll be a listeners episode
yeah.
where we can't be bothered to think of ones ourselves.
The thing is, like, it's a bit like chicken and egg because we haven't been doing it because we haven't been getting any, but then we haven't been asking for any.
I didn't
because
ask
it's
for
been-
any of these. I've
No.
got
See, that's
4
good.
You see,
today, and
we-
I didn't ask for any of them.
Okay,
But we've
fair
been
play.
focusing on that core. We're getting back to basics.
Yeah.
Really digging
That's
up that
what it
pile.
is that we've been doing,
If
I
we
think.
hadn't had these recuperative kind of like 5 or 6 episodes, I could never have had the courage to stand up here and alienate clearly 99% of both our listeners and the human population.
You're
who-
wrong, John.
Who sat in a darkened theatre and got brainwashed by big
by the
ladies.
hypno disc.
There is no Les Miserables. There's Big Les.
There's Big Les.
Les Mis. Leslie Mis.
Big Les Mis.
Leslie Miz with 2 cents.
When you stumbled out of that darkened theatre, was there a thick-set man
Grinning.
with 2 thumbs in his kind of suspenders and a big cigar?
Twirling a really
Selling
long-
merchandise.
Yeah, he had these. He had a Jean Valjean doll for sale. Yeah, there was actually. It's really
I
weird.
dreamed a dream.
Did you like it? Did you like it? And I pissed myself again.
It's just us sitting there on the piano. I dreamed a dream of times gone by.
He's like Pavlovian created a response in me now. Whenever I hear that song, and believe me, I just sang it. I do just urinate into my pants. It's what everyone
It does smell in here.
in the theatre did.
It's like every screaming, Big Les just picks one person.
I'm the urine boy.
You're going to piss yourself every time you...
Oh, Big Les, why? Why
Big
would you
Les,
do it?
Big
why?
Les Mis.
Oh, Big Les Mis.
Anyway, along
Yeah.
what I was
didn't-
saying before we went back to
I didn't finish
Big
what I was
Les.
saying, which is go on the Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
Post in a hate or a love. Go on Twitter. Use hashtag show called hate, show called love if you've got either of those. Go on Instagram even. I don't know what you can do there.
I think...
just use the hashtag. I
Just
guess.
use a hashtag and we'll try and
We'll
find it.
We'll find
Yeah.
it. But shout into the void.
Yeah,
Scream.
if it's meant to be, we'll find you.
All right, give it to us.
Go on, hit some.
Right, here we go then. I've got a love from Liz Thatcher.
Oh,
It's a very pretty name, isn't it? Who says, I'd like to share a love. Well, she's come to the right place.
Whee.
I know you don't do much of the audience participation anymore. Well, we may just surprise
You
you.
could have cut that. Let's cut that
It's
out.
turning this around.
But I feel passionately about blister plasters.
Oh, God.
This is a love.
Okay.
Who invented them? Dunno. They are awesome.
Les.
Yeah.
Big Les. He's got
Big
his
Les.
finger in a lot of
I am
pies.
currently,
a lot of blisters.
I am currently wearing 4, thanks to some old. Yeah.
Where?
Now, which poor schmuck do you think had to go to Tesco's to get them yesterday?
I'm going to guess you.
It was me.
Yeah.
I am currently wearing 4, thanks to some old wellies that should have known better. What are those magical healing powers? Why are ordinary plasters so shit?
She
Thanks
makes
all.
a very good point, because I've used a blister plaster a couple of times in my life, and they have some sort of adhesive on them, which many horses had to die to make, I think. Nothing will remove it from your body except boiling water and like a Brillo pad or something. It's insane.
It's like Grand National blister plasters.
Just a smiling horse with a thumbs up on the front.
Red rum.
So it's not even the bounciness; it's for sticky. It's for adhesion.
Because the thing is, they have to, don't they? Because like blisters are caused by rubbing. So if you just put something that would easily rub off again, it's no good. So there's a bit of cushion. That's all well and good, but it's that glue, man.
What's the longest you've worn a blister plaster for?
I think probably a week and a half.
Yeah.
I don't get blisters.
It's because you're made of sterner stuff.
You don't walk anywhere.
Walk on rarefied air.
Don't walk anywhere.
I like blister plasters, sure.
Yeah, great.
Why not?
Let's agree with Liz.
yeah, why
Let's
not?
not agree
Yeah.
with John.
I have powerful feet, and I don't like the hold that Big Les has on our cultural consciousness.
On our
all right?
adhesive economy.
I have one here from Hayley.
Haley.
Who's going to send an adorable picture with her post, which I'll show to you now.
Oh, that's amazing.
You'll see it on the group if you go onto the soapbox,
Okay, get on there.
if you're the listener.
Yeah.
Love, she says. In
Loudly.
big capitals, it says here.
What is it?
And then colon, having a puppy. Oh,
that's
lovely.
nice, yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
nice,
lovely?
yeah.
The cute eyes, the new puppy smell, tripping over its own ears,
Wait a minute.
sleeping on my lap in the evenings. There is an associated hate, which I'd like to bring to you with this love, because it is associated, as I say.
Tearing the format apart.
Well, I'm reading the thing, John.
Chris,
Jesus.
king of hate.
How much urine can one small animal let out of its body? Did you go to see Big Les?
He's obviously seen a lot of Jean Valjean, I'm just saying.
I'll tell you, a lot, everywhere, without warning or shame. I am
That's like
so
me.
sick of piss. I've just got the child to take care of her own bodily functions, and now this creature can't grasp the concept of his own.
This is developed like that really like
Yeah.
sharp hill, like off a cliff, sort of, I love puppies and I hate piss.
Yeah, but the two go hand in hand. Well, yes, I mean, I got a puppy about a year and a half ago, and I can confirm they are equal parts absolutely adorable and total shithouses. So, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I don't think we can really describe your dog as a puppy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but she was a shithouse then.
She a dog
she's,
now.
Yeah, she's less of a shithouse now, but it's still there. Oh, it's still there.
The piss is still there.
Not the piss.
should clean
The
that
piss
up.
predominantly is now in the garden, thankfully,
good. That's
which is
good.
good, or other people's gardens.
I remember when our family got our first dog. There was one evening, I was still at school. I think I was doing my homework. And I think he was walking around the house. And bless him, I think he wanted to go outside.
Yeah.
And nobody had realised. And to his credit, he picked one particular book of mine, which was on the floor, to urinate on.
that's
And he did a good job. Like, he tried very hard to keep it on the pages. And
Good for him.
That's just nice.
That's really good.
That's caring.
I
yeah.
think, pissing is caring, as they say.
I love how when a dog will, if anyone's ever owned a dog, you may know that they sometimes have a very strong sense of when they've done something naughty. Like they get it, they understand.
Absolutely.
And I love how dogs, or at least my family dogs, have had enough intelligence to go, I'm going to break the rules. And I know.
Oh, yeah, they know exactly what they're doing.
And I
that's the
know
thing.
when I break the rules, I'll be naughty.
Oh, but
it's worth it. It's
Yeah.
really- So we've had Finn, our little kind of wire-haired Dachshund. He had a thing where he'd pull a hardback book off the shelf,
Nice.
just chew it to shit,
Oh, fuck.
and then instantly go stand in the study where
Yeah.
he goes when he's naughty.
Yeah.
And
It's
just,
like ready for the punishment.
yeah, he just knows it's coming. But it's
Oh,
like,
they do.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
People say, like, inverted commas, experts in dog behaviour are like, oh, you've got to teach the dog what is right and what is wrong. My dog bloody knows when she's done wrong.
You don't need to teach that. You just need to stop them doing it.
She knows. All I can say to Hayley is, and I've said this to everyone who's got a puppy or about to get a puppy, it is much, much harder work than you think it's going to be, but it is worth it. In the end, it
Yeah.
is worth
And the
it.
piss will eventually
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
I've got a love.
Oh my!
Also sent in by Alice.
Oh, that's a very pretty name
It's
as
a,
well,
it's a
isn't it?
lovely name,
Lovely.
isn't it? Her love is celebrity websites.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
because they're,
Right.
they're an untapped goldmine of comedy because they don't need them, do they? Really? Like, why you don't discover Jeff Goldblum. And you're like, oh, I'll go check out jeffgoldblum.com. You never think to do that. You just watch the movies.
Although presumably, yes, he does have.
Yeah, because they're all
Yeah.
brands. So they've got to brand them up. So do it. Like, pick your favourite celebrity when you get off. When you stop listening to this podcast religiously, like I'm sure you're doing right now. Go to a computer, type in your favourite one. There'll be one.
Ooh.
One of my faves.
yeah, who would you
Well, one
pick?
of Ali's faves that she sent in and has now become one of my faves is SeanConnery.com. Because it's this.
Oh, hello.
Right, I'm showing it now to John and Chris. And if you view it on a mobile, it's just the word Sean at the top.
On tartan.
On tartan. And then a massive JPEG of his face.
Look at that.
That's it. And you can scroll down a bit. There's another picture here of him, like in
That's
a
a great
traditional
picture.
Scottish outfit
That's a
on a
great
blue
picture.
background.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's quite postmodern.
Doing kind of like a little
yeah.
jig. Then there's a whole section on the page about his wife's paintings.
Okay.
Yeah, he just wants to put his
Yeah,
okay, that's
wife's
quite
they're
nice.
just selling the
out there.
paintings.
There's a biography. Yeah, Michelin's gallery.
Okay.
Michelin.
Is there one about being a tax exile? And kind
oh,
of
yeah,
just,
there's a-
fleeing the country.
There's a whole like how to not pay anything to the government.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
no.
how to be a great libertarian.
top tips. top
So yeah,
pitch. Yeah.
SeanConnery.com. Go
That
check
reminds me of a friend of a friend who was an actor, or is an actor. Let's say is an actor.
it out. He is.
And the biggest business card was was a big picture of him, like spanning the whole business card. And it
Nice.
just says his name and actor
Yeah.
under it. And the back of it, we always said should have just been the back of his head. So when you flip it round, it's just the back of his head.
That would have been super.
But it wasn't, unfortunately.
That is very disappointing. I'm trying to think of a celebrity that I want to go like. I don't want to go too famous. I want to go for like.
Chuck Norris. ChuckNorris.com.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Okay.
That's like an orgy of Christianity and
Oh,
guns.
God.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? Looking at that wholesome face. Yeah. I want to go for like. I want like a middling celebrity.
Yeah.
I want a celebrity who never quite rose as high as they imagine. Like
Duncan from Blue.
Duncan from Blue.
That's an excellent
Duncan
shout.
from that's
There you go.
actually brilliant.
What's
yeah.
Duncan's last name?
Blue.
Blue,
Duncan
yeah.
Blue.
From
Duncan
Blue.
Blue.
From
Duncan
Blue.
Blue from Blue.
Duncan from Blue from Blue.
Duncan from.
Any more loves?
I do have one more.
One
Hit us-
more.
hit us up.
Well, I have a couple here from Andrew Stevens.
Hey.
Who loves
one.
Payday.
Payday.
Yeah,
That's a weird
Payday
thing to
loans.
Ooh.
I love that
I love-
sweet APR.
I love Payday loans. Anyway, has anyone got a fiver? He says. Oh no.
3,000% API.
The higher the number.
You'd be mad not to.
He says it's the best day of the month.
It
Sure.
is, it's
And then
true.
I've
I
got
agree. It's tomorrow for me. Whoop.
and then I've got one. He says this is a long story.
Oh.
So I'll read it. I've not
Okay.
read it yet.
Yeah, well,
so anything could happen here.
Anything could happen.
How long is it? Because I need to piss again.
We'll.
The stream has started.
I've
but
got
it's very
it's
thick.
across.
It's syrupy.
It's across. Oh God, I've done something.
catching it
It's
on a
across
plate
two
at the
screen
moment.
grabs.
Holy crap.
Okay.
All right, crack on, Andrew.
Technology.
I
Oh,
recently
yeah.
got a new boiler.
I thought you were going to say boy.
No,
I recently
boiler.
got a new boy.
After my last one broke down and I was without hot water and heating for 9 months.
Oh, Jesus, horrible.
No wonder you're getting payday loans out.
Yeah.
Set fire to all that money to heat you
I
up.
can smell you from here, Andrew.
So lots of trips to my mum's for showers.
Oh.
Felt very embarrassing. And hiding under the duvet during winter.
Oh,
I-
Rang, this is tragic.
this is actually quite sad. I'm
This
sorry.
is the love section.
Can we set some music to this, like Les Mis?
Yeah.
Rang N-Power to give meter readings last week. Turns out for the next 8-ish months, my gas bill due to not having a functioning boiler is £11 a month. Yeah.
Every cloud.
The person over the phone actually put me on hold as she needed to investigate this, and she did it before I could explain. She was a bit thrown when I explained everything. Anyway, long story short, I like having cheaper bills. Now just to finish paying this boiler off. There you go.
I like the idea that you're on
Cheap bills.
You're on the phone to the company, and they go like, "Hang on, sir, I just need to investigate this," and they put you on hold. And you just hear like somebody like throw themselves over your garden fence,
Yeah.
and kind of like scrabbling up the side of a house. Well,
You can imagine them going, we're undercharging this guy.
Oh my
It
God.
can't be this.
This is impossible. We never undercharge. That's our mission.
That's their strap. We always overcharge.
honestly, no, but it's like, and then you imagine like in that phone bank, there's like thousands of people in cubicles, and this woman puts the phone down and goes, "Oh my God, oh my god, it happened. And like kind of
the chosen one.
runs down the aisle to her supervisor. And supervisor's like, I need to escalate this. And then they run down another aisle. And there's like a single red phone. And he picks it up and goes, sir, it happened. And then the camera pans up to an office. There's a rich mahogany door. And you go in and there's a big table and a high back chair. And it turns around and it's Big Les.
That's Big Les, yeah.
Twist ending.
Big Les.
I dreamed a dream.
I dreamed a dream of time gone by. Knees up, Mother Brown.
Have a piss.
I love the editing challenges you. This is your gift to me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Format wise, who do we think won?
I
Love
think,
or
I think
hate?
Love won.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh!
I'll say love because
I think we've got to give it to Love.
the
Because
people who aren't on this show were more asked about the loves than we were.
we
So
had people right in.
I had a potential love.
I had one.
I don't
but
give a shit,
The
John.
listeners took it away from me.
I had one. But
Save it
I'll-
for the
I'll
next
use
I'm
episode.
still
it.
angry about Les Mis. You brought.
You've got too much
Well, what have
rage.
we got? You brought a genuine hate to the table, capture, but that brought us a lot of joy.
Yeah.
You brought us a hate, which also brought us a lot of joy.
Taglines.
Because we actually played a fun game of taglines, and I just ranted about Les Mis.
Which was a lot of fun.
And nobody persuaded me either. Like, I can persuade you, you can persuade me.
We had far too much fun in Hate for Hate to have been successful this week.
Yeah, I think love.
Yes,
had to
that's
win.
a
it's
good
gotta be love.
good way of looking
Love
at it.
had to win. Well, I guess thank you everyone for listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
This has been
Thank
delightful.
you very
Look at
much.
this.
Send in your loves and hates.
Oh yes.
Get involved.
Please do it again, and we'll try to read them
That would be great.
again.
This
That'd
is
be
marvelous.
great.
And I guess until next time, keep watching.
Keep on
Bye.
keeping on.
Dream update. It's gone by.
Da, 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 da. Oi.